so weird. I don't know why I'm crooked again. I need to work on this when I get home. Hello, people. How are you today? We're gonna be crooked. Not that it really matters because I'm on the streets anyway, so it's no big deal. How are we today? I'm just a little bit slow getting up. They didn't see me, so they still don't know my car. How are you today? Do you wish you weren't giving all your money to a society that doesn't care about you? Don't you wish that breathing in there wouldn't cost you $5? They're coming. They're going to take all your money. They only want your money. And the people who are working there are not very happy either. They all want your money so they can go. Isn't that a horrible thing to do with their lives? Don't they wish they were somewhere else being a productive member of society? Yes, I know you're not supposed to listen to me, and I'm not supposed to make any kind of dent in any kind of consciousness that you have, but you're stuck with me. Sorry. It's easy for me to get here. Even on public transit. Oh, that's so bad. Yes, one of these days I'm going to start taking the ferry here because I can walk from the ferry building to here. So that's what I'm trying to make my life healthy and get my walking in so I can walk from the ferry building to here and back. Because I can just drive to Alameda and take a ferry, or Oakland, either one of those places, and take a ferry from there. So, and that's what I'd want to do. Oh look, that looks like a Scientology person. Oh well. Don't you wish you were with your friends? Don't you wish you were with your family? Don't you wish you were with someone who cared if you existed on this earth or not? Doesn't it bug you every day to come here and put your nose to the grindstone and keep calling people to buy books and spend money and put money on account? Do you know how many credit cards you have? What is your credit like? You have to work outside of here when you're not working in there because you have to support yourself. And if you're part of Sea Org, you only get $47. They may give you room and board, but it's with 8 different people and a very uninteresting way to cook rice and beans. So the $47 is supposed to be able to buy things that you need to survive on, like toiletries and maybe food. And I have ramen. Ramen probably works. You can live on these things. People in other countries, another part of this country, have lived on these things. So if they're very uncomfortable, like they were for some people, that might mean that the water was bad. It wasn't necessarily that the food was bad. So be careful with your water. You might want to boil it, because wherever you're renting, if you're in the Sea Org, whoever you're shacking up with, they may have bad pipes because they sure as heck aren't looking out for you. Don't you wish you were somewhere else than sleeping in the dorm-like setting with 6 other people? Don't you wish you could have like junk food if you felt like it, or donuts from the donut place down the street every morning when you come in? Some people like to do that. The donuts down the street are really good. I don't eat them anymore, but they're really good. So you might want to try them if you can. You know, I can always bring a box of donuts to you guys so you can experience it. But then you'd probably throw them out because they'd probably have, bad thetans all over them. And when you go clear, you're not going to be clear of your thetans. There are going to be a lot more there. So all that time and energy you spent going clear is going to be a waste of time. And then they'll change the dogma on you, because then you'll have to buy new books. And then they'll say something about the punctuation. So then you'll have to buy new books. And then the guy who says he does not run your operation will change the dogma even though he's not supposed to. And then you'll have to buy new books. And then you'll have to do new coursework. And then you'll have to hang out on the e-meter even more because, you guys say psychiatry is a conspiracy. I think auditing is a conspiracy. You guys cost more than psychiatry. Hello, Fuzzy. Hi, Ash. Sarah's Corner. Hello. Amy M. DOA is on his way to San... No, shoot. No, shoot. Really? Oh my God. Ash, you're going to have to come down here. I got to find out the bluegrass he plays because I love it. Oh, I actually mentioned yesterday when we were going back to the car, if I wrote a letter to, or wrote an email. Actually, I have some really fancy Tiffany stationery. She'd probably get a kick out of that. And like splatter red ink on it, which I have. And ask her if we could play her music while we're protesting. So, hi.
Hi, is this where it enter?
I'm not going to help you because I'm completely against this place. I think it's a child trafficking and human trafficking area.
I'm just here for a job interview.
I wouldn't trust them with a job interview. They'll probably keep you in there for 3 hours trying to get you to buy a book. But, you know, if it's that important, how much are they going to pay you? Do you know?
I have no idea. I'm just going to go find out.
Oh, well, the people who are on their own payroll make $47 a week.
I've heard that. I'm just going to go see.
Good luck. I wouldn't... the last person didn't last very long either, so...
Are they, like, not letting people in because you're right here? Or...
Oh, no, they have all the windows covered and everything because I'm here. Because they're afraid of one person protesting.
Should I, like, call now?
No, go on in. You can go in.
Oh.
Oh, yeah. No, you can go in, but just please be wary and don't let them make you buy a book. He's going to help us. Help us do what? I wouldn't trust him with my dog. I wouldn't trust him with a pet rat. Okay? I would love to bring a python here as a pet and have it hang out on the stairs. When I was growing up, we had a roommate situation where our python, because we had a really big house, my roommate's 6-foot python used to lay across the stairs to the second floor. And he was a blonde python, so you really couldn't tell he was against there. And you would hear screaming occasionally. We all laughed because we knew that Boots was out. I called him Boots because I said I would have a great pair of boots if he ate my cat. So, oh, is it falling down? Are the curtains falling down? I didn't harass the person that was coming in. I just told her what my opinion was. So, I hope you pay her decently because I told her that you guys only make $47 a week, and that's just in Sea Org. I'm sure you have to pay at least minimum wage to people who work here. So, I hope she's aware. Minimum wage, 8 hours a day, 40 hours a week. That's it. You can't go over that. Otherwise, you're breaking labor laws. So, you might want to think about it. So, no, in a weird way, I hope she does get the job because then she could tell me about it because I wasn't mean. I was just like, be careful. So, hello, I am Rob707. So, DOA is going to come here and help us. We don't have the same kind of protesting style here. We're not very confrontational. If he wants to come out and hang out and have the great van out here, that would be awesome because that would just remind everybody of the old days because there were people who had stuff like that everywhere. That's the first time I ever saw DOA's van. I was just like, oh my God, it reminded me of home. And I have a jacket I wear for him because he lost his leopard. So, or cheetah. Leopards have holes, cheetahs don't. And so I have a jacket that I wear for him because it's really nice and comfortable. And it's reversible so I can like, you know, be cheetah here and be normal. Not normal, because I wear tons of cheetah too. Be goth girl across the street. So, hi Fluff. I'm getting to it, I swear to God. Brad Pitt asked if he could get audited with his pet iguana. He knew they were full of it. Who is it? Liz Ferris has 2 bearded dragons and assorted other barnyard characters. I think 4 dogs, 2 cats, 2 bearded dragons, something and something. My cousin has that problem too. She's got ducks and chickens and cats and dogs. I think she had a snake. I only keep cats and dogs. When I had roommates, I let my roommates keep the fun ones. I would love to have a de-skunked skunk, but they're not made for humans, so... do you wish your friends and family could contact you? Do you wish that you could contact them? Do you miss them? Do they think you're dead? Do they know where you are? Because if you're in the Sea Org, you're being passed around like yesterday's garbage. That's a shame. So there's a friend of mine who lives in Sacramento, and her name's Liz Ferris. And they told her that her dad was dead. She thought he was dead for a few years, and then she finds out he's alive because she sees him at the Blue Building, where you put all of your elders. So, because, they have no use for you anymore, or you make them do light janitorial duties when you're out and about. Does that make you feel good? So, you bring in children to groom them, to give audits to adults for a lot of money. Then, you work your butt off through the times where you can work and look, and if you're pretty, you get put in a Sea Org, or get put in an org. And then when you're old, you're turned into a janitor that has nothing to do because you don't respect your elders, because you don't even offer charity in your own organization. You're not a religion. You don't offer charity to anybody on the outside or the inside, which is how religions were started. The things you claim are rentals, like the Bangladeshi celebration. That was a rental. They were not Scientologists. So you claim it for stuff you don't do, that you're getting paid for, because, in Scientology, you have to pay to go to the bathroom. You have to ask permission to go to the bathroom, that's for sure. You have to ask permission to leave. If you ask the wrong questions, you get what's called a knowledge report. So knowledge is bad. And if you do something really bad in their eyes, then you get to go clean floors with toothbrushes. That's exactly not what you're supposed to do as a religion. You're supposed to be compassionate and caring. And you guys consider compassion something other than what you should do, because compassion is weakness in your world. God, there's a woman sort of ambling up the street, and I hope to God she's not Scientology. That, I think, would just make me mad. Music that I didn't cause. That means it's okay to be on YouTube. So she just made it past the mat, and she stopped. Maybe they're telling her to keep going and not come in today. Is it the niacin that makes them walk funny? I mean, they really do. That's the problem. And I kept an eye out because my grandmother was really big into posture. So when my mother got her hump, I was always bugging her. So I noticed it before anybody mentioned niacin. She keeps walking, so hopefully. Do you miss your stuffed moose? Do you miss your stuffed animals? Do you miss your teddy bear? Do you miss where your teddy bear is because you decided to join Scientology and then found out that you couldn't talk to people? Do you miss that? Do you miss the promise that you could commingle with other people, and then once you're in, they're like, nope, we take that back. You can't talk to anybody but people who are in Scientology, because the people outside of Scientology are bad for you. That's weird, okay? You need to come out of there. You need to call 727-266-5797 and use the sptvfoundation.org, sptvfoundation.com. You can go to the closest library, which is the main library, and get on one of their computers, because those computers provide the internet, and go look at what's going on. We're not in the news. You're not in the news. You're not in the news because the news is bad. You're not in the news because you're not important enough to be in the news. Neither are we. That's why they leave us alone. So we're both in the same boat on that one. Sorry, we're just not that important. We are important to each other. And as far as I'm concerned, that's all that matters at the moment. We will eventually make you important to the outside world, but not the way you want it. Is that harassment? Her what? Wait. What am I missing here? Ah, her. Oh my God. You know what? I'm not going to say her name, but who, what, where, when, and why? I mean, could it be that MR has, basically groomed her to think that she's that important and that what she says has any kind of movement in the movement, or is she just straight up Scientology? Because I was listening to Carrie Ann this morning, and the woman sounds straight up Scientology. Not Carrie Ann, the other one. And that's why it makes it creepier that we're actually even paying attention to her, because she sounds completely committed. And since she's MR's protege, I'm not going to acknowledge her. At first I didn't want to acknowledge her because I didn't want people on my butt, but now I'm not acknowledging her because she lost it. She sounds like Scientology. She really does. It was just like, what am I listening to? Oh, squirrels. Squirrels. I brought something with me. And of course I have moose for you, Fuzzy. So I brought... We don't have any moose that hug my finger or hug the gimbal or anything. So I brought a little squirrel to play. I wish I could put him like right here for a little while. So here's my squirrel. Hi squirrel. Hi squirrel. And I wish I still had my squirrel earrings. I have one. Maybe I'll wear one with something else. So, because like I said, the squirrel has been the mascot in my life for a lot longer than this. So this is one of the little squirrels. If I do things at my desk, I'll have more of the squirrels with me. Or I can bring my finger puppet, because I'm getting used to holding my gimbal in my right hand. So, because like I've said before, I'm sort of getting off the schedule of what I should talk about, because I call this now my outside desk. So it's like what's interesting to me, and what's interesting don't ask, I'm just enjoying myself. What's interesting around here, and trying to get these freaks out, and talking about maybe the history or resources or something like that, you know, just to get it interesting to talk about. So let's all go walk down here. You are really wondering what the hell I'm doing with a squirrel. Squirrel, 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 squirrel. Okay, my squirrel is here. So I have an extra hand, so I can actually start using the big puppet, the big squirrel puppet. And I'm surprised we don't have a moose puppet. So, because the moose are the mascot too, which is so funny for fuzzy pink handcuffs, is that we have a moose mascot in our world. You like that? Yes, Squog. It is the truth though. We're just not we're not worth the time right now. So let's see, I'm going back just to see. Hi. Okay, Ash, no biggie. That's cool, the disc track. Oh, King City? That's really up at the top of the coast. So he's starting there and coming down. Okay, so he won't be here for a couple of days, which is good because Tuesday's my day off now. Now I'm going to catch on everything that I don't do. So, but that's a good thing. Why do they look like they're sneaking past the door? Is there another door I don't know about besides the garbage door? So, yeah, no, because, oh, look, we've done different things now. They must have listened to me. So now it's that weird fuzzy stuff. Is it on both sides now? Nope, they still probably want to use this side to like look in or something, or look out. So, let's see. Can we see anything in there? No. Okay, then the visitors must register at the desk. Who's tried to come in here besides, oh, well, Ash came in, and I don't know if she was trespassed, but she came in the front reception desk anyway. So, you can't remove anybody from a public sidewalk. And the church itself is private property, but like I said, I still keep forgetting to look. National monument. Might be able to touch the outside of it. So I love my purse. The snap sucks. So you know how it is. I give up. It's got a thingy I can use anyway. Local radio station Ashton mentioned protesters and Scientology on my way to work this morning. Yay, good. I mean, Lord knows we need the help in Portland, because Portland is so wonky at the moment. So no, that's a good thing. Oh, I think they're running the thing already. Always got to check for the lock, and then we can walk back down here. Ooh, closed curtain tech already. Yes, I'm a little late because if you look at the hair, it is curled back because I got into the shower today without putting my hair up. So I had to wash my hair. Do not even ask. Oh yeah, the great brain fog. Day 2. I've taken... My latest theory is that I have too many chemicals in my body from too many of the pretty things I do. Someone's doing... These are the PG&E gas lines or something, and somebody's trying to make pretty things on them. I love it. It's driving downtown and saw protesters and saw with a honk if Sciento is a scam sign. The woman radio host asked if he honked. Ah, cool. I like that. Cool, Rika. Hopefully you'll sub. Yeah, I'm supposed to say like and subscribe so I can get to 1,000 and get memberships, because it costs me about $20 a day to come here, including gas, maintenance, and cookies for the bodyguard, because he loves the cookies from across the street. So I'm up to 639, I think, which is supposed to be like really cool. I'm just so out of it. I don't know what should be and shouldn't be. Oh, let's see. Do you miss knowledge? Do you miss knowing more things than somebody else next to you, or knowing more about a certain thing than somebody next to you, so you can enlighten people with, that didn't have to do with some old guy who had a stroke? He had a stroke. He didn't leave his body to go to the other plane. His body left him because he was done. There's nothing wrong with that. He's not coming back. 21 years have passed, and his archives are still run and messing up the environmental footprint of the country, of the world. Those archives are huge and need to be kept cold. And that 3,500 square foot house that is being kept in proper order and running without anybody living in it. That's interesting. And the people who take care of that little campus, there are about 22 around, they live in a caretaker's house. Bet you that house isn't very big. And if I remember right, all of those places have been scrubbed out of Google Maps. So you can't look for them either. I think I tried to look for them after an aftermath. Leah Remini's Aftermath. I think it was on there that I saw it. So, because somebody was talking about it. Maybe it was an Aftermath. The interviews, they sort of blend together. One of the guys who made those was talking about it, and I remember going to look for it, and I think maybe it was Aaron who said that they've been blurred out because you can ask Google Maps to blur your property. So, as a house, I don't know if you can ask for it as a public building. I doubt it, because they need to see them. But as a house, so I think the little one's house in LA has been blurred out because Jess went there, and I think they were talking about it, and it was blurred out on the Google map. So, do you miss your friends? Did you have friends? Is that the reason you're here? If you did have friends, they miss you. If you didn't have friends, you can make new ones if you leave and become a productive member of society, and not look down at the person who's in a lower section than you are, and actually learn to have compassion, since you guys don't have any. I've heard it's bad for you. Compassion is actually a good thing, and knowledge should not be dangerous. Knowledge is power. Ignorance is not bliss. You will not get farther being ignorant. It's different than stupid. Stupid is not having the power to learn it. Ignorance is choosing not to acknowledge it. So you're smart enough to choose not to acknowledge something. Now, isn't that a horrible thing to do with your life? Wouldn't you rather be absorbing all of that knowledge, taking it into your brain, and then doing something with it, even if it's just meditating on it? Think about the big trees that are halfway down this coast, those huge redwoods that need to be just admired. There's nothing wrong with that. It's not wasting time. It's letting your brain have some exercise by looking at all of those things and taking it in. Hell, you can even go to Golden Gate Park and look at the cypress there. We have lots of those because it's on a coast. So just looking at things isn't meditating in itself, but it is taking in your surroundings and exposing them to your brain. Your brain needs to have some kind of exercise. Your brain will atrophy. That is part of the reason they're trying to figure out about dementia, is that have the people just reduced their brain intake, and that's why their brain is actually just giving up. So is that what you want to do, and just become a robot doing exactly what they tell you to do? Oh, cute puppy. Is it? Wouldn't you like to know something rather than just every single book you have to read by him? Do you get to read his science fiction books, or do you just get to read his Scientology books? Until they make new ones. Yeah, I've heard that the little one is actually taking LRH's stuff and rewriting it. And that's supposed to be against the dogma, period. Is that what you want? So you're not even sticking to your original dogma. You're adopting new ones by someone who says you're not supposed to do that. Or who subscribes to you're not supposed to do that. But he doesn't run this company anyway. Someone named William McShane does. That's what he said under oath, is that William McShane runs your company, and he might as well have said he doesn't know who Scientology is, because he says he has nothing to do with it. Isn't that a great way to feel? Isn't that like having a parent cover you in a sheet and say, go away? So your own chairman of the board doesn't appreciate you. You don't know who your president is. You might by now, because they had to put out something about it so you know who he is. Supposedly he's just a yes man to the little one. So is that what you want to belong to? Is unfortunately being groomed to be a yes man to a man's dogma that is 70 years old, and he's gone, and his replacement is replacing his dogma. That's rather confusing in this world, isn't it? Or is it something you just want to take and go with because it's just the easier way to go? It's not easy. Being in their herd is really hard, and your attributes can be used for real jobs real easy when you leave, because they want people as disciplined as you, and they will pay good money for it. So you wouldn't be making minimum wage, or if you're volunteer making nothing, or if you're a C or $47 a week, you'd be making real money to be part of a society because of the skills you used and learned there and learned to do in your sleep that most people would find very, very welcoming onto their companies. Whose thoughts? Whose thoughts? Okay. Bye, Rika. Still at work. I have a lot to say about topics I'm writing tracking. Good, Rika. It was so weird. See, I can't help becoming, and that's the problem. So we are all being, triggered on that woman, but not the same. I'm not being triggered the same way. I'm being triggered because I think she's Scientology and she's trying to get us into it at this point, because everything, because I heard Carrie Ann sing, and everything that was read was like, didn't sound anti-anything. It sounded like, please come over. What is it? What does Natalie call it? The bridge to total freedom. That's what she sounds like. That's construction behind me. So, isn't it beautiful? It's from the Gilded Age. It's the original Transamerica building. So when they left here, they went there to the big pyramid. So, and everything here has to be kept up because it's a national historical landmark. So the company who owns it right now is not doing an exceptionally good deal, but I'm sure once they find out, they'll make them because some of this is crumbling.
Are you a blogger?
I'm a protester.
Oh, protester. I knew you did some of that camera.
Yes.
What are you protesting?
Scientology.
Oh.
Thank you.
Put me on the camera.
No. Have a good one. See, they came to take a picture of the building, not you. They don't like you guys, but they like the building because the building's beautiful. And you've got some crumbling on the gate that you should take care of, and the windows that I'm always talking about that are rotting. You don't want to have to go looking for artisans who replace it exactly the same way, because that's what's going to happen if you let it go. So make an effort. Very cute, fluffy dog. Make an effort, find out what you need to fix and fix it before you have to fix it with the exact same thing. There are artisans around the Bay Area who can do this, so it's not like you won't be able to find somebody. And if I see someone that's modern working on this, I'll find the people that you can use to replace it. I do know some people. So keep that in mind. Unless you just don't care anymore because, you know, it's been really hard and you're not being noticed. 727-266-5797. Give them a call. It would help. Yeah, MDM Media. Weren't you just on a live or doing a live a little while ago? Fluffer's part of the website sbtv.space. I now have that on one of my laptops in the bedroom while I'm getting dressed. Yes, rude. Actually, she doesn't seem, well, she keeps using the W word, but she seems superior, you know, which isn't necessarily rude because I think she believes what she says. So it's that superior frame of mind crap. Then, like I said, I think she's being guided by MR, and he has said once upon a time that if it didn't have Miscavige, he'd go back in. So he's full of charisma. That's why he was an OSA. That's why he was a spokesman. So he's probably charismaing her out, and she's buying it and selling it now, basically trying to turn us against each other or against the idea of protesting. It's really weird how an American can actually try to tell people, she doesn't say not to protest, but she says don't do it this way. That's weird. That is definitely weird for someone. Usually you're all the way or you're not. So having it, oh look, it's the horrible song. Is that the horrible song? Yeah, it's the horrible song. So which means that they probably are more, time for shade, that the back door is probably more important than the front door. So that means, sorry guys, that, you know, I hope the brain fog thing helps, because, where did I put you guys? Because this just gets boring after a while. Oops, what did I do? Okay. I said I wasn't using my other phone, and that's a complete lie because now I am using my phone. Okay, and that's why this one is on my right arm. And it's this. So, trying to tell others how to protest. It happens almost every movement. Yes, I know. I'm reading a book called Direct Action. And it's from the 60s to George Floyd. And it's big type. I thought it was going to be light reading, and it's not. But yeah, it talks about movements, and it talks about direct action, which is a specific thing. But yeah, it's also, what am I doing right now? I think no nukes, and how they wound up taking in one of the protests on a power station they were building, that they had the people were going to do this, that, and the other, and then like 5 people out of this whole protest and locals took over and said, we'll do it this way. And it's like, yeah, it happens in every freaking movement. So it's like just picking a group to be with and then just be with them, as far as I'm concerned. That's why it's like, I like the group I have now, the West Coasters, or the Northern West Coasters. I relate to the Portland people because half my family's from Portland, and Pop Groomer because she's in the middle of nowhere in Nevada. I love that. Yes. And Ashley, because, you know, Ash is Ash. She makes me smile. Let's see. Gotta catch 'em all. Yes, that's basically what we're working for, is the tax first. After the tax, it's the kids, and after the kids, it's done. So, you know, we'll get rid of it because, and that's only because the tax is in motion. We do the kids anyway, and getting rid of it at the same time, but the tax is the number one thing right now, because also with the tax thing, they could also put themselves out of business in the United States. It'd be sort of fun to have to go to another country to go protest. And in France, they're a cult, for real. Straight up cult. So that's the cool part. And that's why I don't ever have to worry about my husband. So, let's go yell at the door. Since I can't stand in the middle of the door, I'll go yell at the seam in the door. Do you miss your friends? Do you miss your credit? Do you miss credit cards? Do you hate having to pay cash for everything that you don't have because your credit has been extended so far that they're chasing you if you blink? You know that if you leave this place and get a new job, and get a job with money and a W-2 form, that you can call the credit companies and the collection agencies and start working with them to bring it down. I actually had 0 credit 22 years ago and had managed to kill it to death because I thought I could do that. And right now my credit is at the top. So it means that anybody can do it. I couldn't do anything without cash. So I'm sure that's in the position you're in now, because they make you pay for everything. So, and they're infamous for making you use credit. There are certain credit companies that won't work with them anymore because they have scammed them out of millions of dollars because they never get the money back. Because, I don't know, your organization convinces your people that you don't have to care about your credit, which is bull. Because everything is run online nowadays with the credit card. Cash is actually the weird thing now. So you might want to fix that. You might want to stop paying to, you know, get an audit that costs more than getting a psychiatrist. So that doesn't make any sense either. You'd probably get better brain stimulation from a psychologist or a psychiatrist than you would from an organization that peddles this crap. So what you might want to do is find out how many credit cards you have and how much credit you owe to try to fix it and move on with your life. it'd be a good idea to do, because wouldn't you like to be able to live somewhere eventually that you could put a deposit down for on a credit card instead of having to do it with cash, because that's all they accept, because they'll barely accept you because your credit is completely torn up. And in this world, like, you guys don't like us because we don't like you. Credit card companies, or actually people who rely on credit cards, like businesses and landlords, don't like people who don't have good credit. They don't look at them very well. So even if you are a good person, you're not considered a good person if your credit is crap. They turned it loud enough that there's no way I could scream through that. So that's the one thing it gets them. I expect a cop here in 10 minutes. Let me see. Okay, I'm going back again. I've been traveling the coast. I spent more time in Seaside, Oregon than Portland because of the beach. Yes. Oh, Ash, you did van life. Cool. Let me see. Oh, that's the these are real tour buses. There's far more diverse. Are you here in the way we'll live together? Yes. SPTV can help. Yes. My graphic person, who's going to make me my like header and everything else, is going to put the SPTV thing on it. I think we're going to make me a frame. So, and anybody can use the SPTV logo. Aaron said so when I first started doing this. So I would say probably he was reiterating it. So that would be February or late January, that the logo doesn't belong to anybody. It belongs to all of us. So we can use it. So I would say probably the only thing he cares about is that we're using it for real and not using it as a cover. So, because not everybody has the best altruistic outlook about doing this. Yes, some people do it for clicks, but that's just the way people are. So sorry, the guy who walked by had a Chiquita banana bag, which makes me think he's Scientology. DHL guys going by. Oh, I was gonna say that better not have been locked. He made it look like it was locked. So let's see if Chiquita banana guy is Scientology. See, they don't come in on the weekdays. Well, not until school's out. Isn't it disgusting? How do you do the logo on the live stream? Oh, you make a you can either put it up, you could probably put it up here. My graphic designer, who's also a good friend of mine, that's why she's doing it, wants to put it on a frame. I don't know if I necessarily want a frame. So yeah, it's like he probably retains being able to take it off because it's not for a good reason. But that's it. So, there's a game today. Now I understand. So, what time is it now? I can't tell. I'm covered. It doesn't say anywhere on my. I'm such the phone. 3:27. Okay. Probably when I hit an hour, I'm gonna get the flock out of here because this is like a game people are going to. So. Have a good one. Oh, look, you can call the number. You can go to the sptvfoundation.org. You can get out of here if you want to because the door was swinging. Ooh. Oh, I wonder what they... Oh, no, they didn't. Okay. I wasn't blocking. The DHL guy went past me and he was just making sure that probably that he wasn't on... or he didn't want to be on live, so. Oh, I wonder if somebody came by and did that. The door closed a little bit more. So, do you miss your friends? Do you miss your family? Do you wish you were on picnics during the weekends around now because it's beautiful outside? Do you wish you weren't having to call people you don't know to buy books that you really haven't read, and to keep buying those books, or wondering why they're not coming in because you have a list of phone numbers you have to call every day so you can make your numbers by Thursday? Otherwise your org gets in trouble and you get yet more people who don't look like they belong here. So it looks like you have some new people. I've been here long enough to know, unless your nighttime people had to go daytime because your daytime people weren't fulfilling what they were supposed to be doing, according to you guys. So, because it's all about selling books. It isn't about doing charity or doing goodwill or having compassion. All it is about money and dogma that has nothing to do with you in real life. It is not something you grew up with. And if you did grow up with, do you find that just doesn't seem like the real world? I don't understand how this little bitty building can be the real world while the big world around you exists and hums like, you know, humans are supposed to. You guys are not supposed to be sitting there in a room not talking to each other because you can't ask questions, trying to get money from people who made the mistake of walking in the door and have realized that. And it can't be harassment yet because, ooh, wait a minute, I just thought of something. I don't like that about YouTube. They make it hard to add people during lives. Oh, how come? Right, Rika has 666 subs. Actually, my favorite number is not 666, it's 667. I'm the neighbor of the beast. Actually, no, it's 668. 668 would be the neighbor of the beast in the United States. 667 would be across the street. Still be the neighbor, but it wouldn't be the neighbor. Should sub where? Who are you giving? Of course you can. Go ahead. Yes, Fluffer is one of my first people, and I call her one of my good luck charms. Fuzzies is the other one. So I would say probably everything Fluffer wants to do, she can. So you have my permission. And at this point, with as much support as you've given the SPTV Nation, I would trust everything you do. So, Neener. Dreamscape, hello to your new channel, just sub. Thank you, Dreamscape. So yes, no, I sit here, I call this my outside desk now, because they're not nice people. They did something I didn't like to someone who I am very attached to at this point, and they did it because they're prejudicial bigots. And I got mad. And so I'm finally starting to not be mad anymore, but I don't like them now. I mean, I want them to get out, because once they get out, you can get deprogrammed and then they can turn into humans again. But I have something against it now. Not just because it was a cult, because I started doing this because I grew, or I existed when Jim Jones happened, and that was really bad for a 10-year-old with a grandmother who was a news hound, knew we're staying with her. So, and it was here. His church was Lower Haight. I lived a block away from it for a while when I was doing the 90s thing. So, do you wish you were having a bonfire on the beach right now? It would be rather cold because it's the beach. Oh, I think I set off somebody's phone. I should just walk around going, sorry. It's like somebody on the TV will set off my iPad. So it's funny when that happens, because it's like, be quiet, girl. Either that or Alexa. Sorry, guys, had to do it. So, let me think. Beach, yes. Don't you wish you were in a big old bonfire on the beach? Putting on all your down clothing because it's cold. The water never gets above 58 here. That's why you never see beautiful pictures of the beach here. Only when it's hot outside and they're only on the sand. But we do allow bonfires. There are little pits to have bonfires at, and it's really gorgeous when it's cold and windy, and it gives you a reason to snuggle up to somebody. And don't you wish you were doing that, eating sandwiches from Safeway? There's a Safeway a block away, and you can always get something to eat there and eat it on the beach. I wouldn't recommend soup because of the sand. I'm trying to think, did I ever eat a sandwich? No, yeah, we had picnics. So, yeah, sandwiches and potato chips and things on the beach with people who you wouldn't necessarily be talking to when you're in there, because they don't want you talking to people out here because supposedly we're evil. Well, if I believed in religion, I still don't think I'd be evil, but I don't believe in the devil, so that takes care of evil for me. So I don't know how you rationalize that one. That we're not good for Scientology. Yeah, that one I'll buy, because I want you guys to come out. I don't want you to still exist in that world where you're following a 70-year-old dogma. So that does not do anything positive for you, and that's run by a man yet again. They may have women in the higher ups, but the top level are men, as usual. That's not a way to progress your own society. So besides the fact that your society is maybe 100,000 all over the world. So isn't the point to exist in a ecumenical way with everybody else? You're not going to be able to clear people if you can't talk to them. You can't clear people if you ignore them. Most religions who have protesters actually try to change them instead of ignore them like they don't exist, or at least try to have conversations, because they figure that even if they talk to the people, they can have other people listening to them as they do it, and then maybe they can program them to walk in those doors. So you're not doing it right. You're not playing the game correctly. You know that. You should be out here with me, talking to me about what the pluses and minuses are. I do warn you, though, that I did debate for a long time. So you might want to find somewhere else in another city to have debates with people. But I would think that you might want to come out of those doors and talk to us, because you're not going to get anywhere if you're hiding and looking like some kind of haunted house, because that's what this looks like. This looks like some kind of weird haunted house, or you're doing things of ill repute, because this is North Beach. That's what North Beach was known for at one time. So it doesn't look healthy with everything over your doors. It looks suspicious. That's not the way you want to be, right? Don't you want to present yourself as all-knowing, all-seeing, all wholesomeness in the world? This isn't the way to do it. Sorry, freaks. I love it, you guys. Oh, thanks, Nash. I don't know, Rika. This is so funny. But then again, I was the one who wanted to be quiet and sit at my desk. So I'm the one now who's out and about. So I still want to know who does these signs. They look pretty decent. Oh, no, actually, I take that back. I didn't see all of the weaknesses thing is weird. So when you say test your strengths and weaknesses, don't you mean tell us your strengths and weaknesses so we can use them against you and get you into our org? I've heard that's one of the ways they keep people too, is that they threaten to tell people about their weaknesses. You know what? Nowadays, your weaknesses don't mean much. There are enough weakness in this world that it would have to be really, really out there, like animals or something, that it would matter. Not making it to the grocery store in time or lying to your mom about how you broke your arm is not going to be a reason not to come out. The society will not collapse without you, because if there is 100,000 people, missing one is not going to make a dent. in your society. You're not going to get pneumonia and die because pneumonia is curable. And you would know if you got pneumonia before you left there. So if you're supposed to get pneumonia and die, that's not going to work either. That, and we have so many hospitals around here because it's the Bay Area and it's tech world. So all the tech guys want to build hospitals or add to hospitals or contribute to hospitals. So we have a lot of really good hospitals around here. So nothing like that's going to happen. You're not going to catch a disease anymore. Bet you a lot of you had COVID. I bet you did, because there was no way to avoid it. I actually had to avoid it because I was allergic to steroids, and I still didn't manage to avoid it for more than 1 year, 1.5 years. So if you had COVID, it means you're not going to be able to be not ever well if you hit a certain level. I wonder if any OT8s in there got COVID and were allowed to say anything about it. Doubtful. So there was somebody probably on every level that had COVID. And because it was a virus, and you can't just snap your fingers and make waving things in front of your face and say, I'm not getting a virus. So that should show you that nobody is perfect, and you're not going to be perfect in your society. Even if you are an OT8, it's actually one of the things that they complain about the most is that they aren't perfect, and they spent a lot of money to do it. More money you have, the more you spend. Some people have spent $1 million to be perfect, and they weren't. They weren't too amused about it either. So just think. They could afford that, though. So that's why it was $1 million for them. So it won't be $1 million for you because you're volunteering. But if you ever decide to leave, even after you reach whatever you want to reach and you're done, they're going to make you pay for it if you want to stay in Scientology. So it's called a freeloader's debt, and they're going to make you pay it. Or actually, they're going to tell you you have to pay it, which you don't, because it's not enforceable. The credit card companies and the collection companies are enforceable, but a freeloader debt is not. So you can actually walk out of those doors and not be stuck with something that you don't get, that you actually worked for, because all of the information and technology you got from them, you worked for. That should be a one-to-one exchange, because you've worked way too long and way too hard and for way too many other hours and probably violated enough labor laws that you shouldn't have to pay for the things you did. You might find some enlightening, but you're not going to find the ultimate enlightening, because that comes from yourself. It does not come from somebody's book and somebody's dogma that's 70 years old. Our technology has surpassed anything like that. And our wellness out here surpassed anything like that. And it is not horrible to care about yourself. They say to clear people is what works. No, they don't want to clear people. They want to get money and pretend they're clearing people, because you're not allowed to be compassionate. How can you be compassionate if you're not clearing people? There are kids walking by. Brain fog. Does that so I understand? What do I do? What do I do? Yes, all religions are like that. What am I doing? What am I doing? Wait. Where do we go? What did you get rid of, meow? You think them what? Yes, all religions are like. What the heck was that? Oh, I think somebody ran over a bottle. Okay, there was something on here that I saw we put up with me for something. Okay. Oh, you're talking about your own brave dog. Bet you were talking about me. Oh God. Okay. No, actually, charity is part of religions. That's how they got started. Basically, it's brainwashing in a different way to helping them to belong to their armies. Lots and lots of, history to that. That's why they violate the whole religion thing, is because they don't do it. They don't do it right. So they're a business. They're not a religion. So let's see. Let's walk down here and pick on somebody. I think the guy doesn't know who he hit. I think he hit a bottle. There's a guy looking around the car. So I think he thought he ran into somebody when he was parking. I don't think he did. I don't see any of the other... Didn't see anything go. It's got to be a bottle. Anyway. So yes, my tour buses are gone now. Yes, I miss them. I'm walking back down, and it looks like it's getting worse. We need to take a look at that. Ooh, that looks like some rust. Because this is the sunny side of the street, and the white ones are recent because they haven't had a chance to oxidize. So, and that one's all the way down to the limestone. So, I need to look that up. And today's my first day of going, tough duty, girl, you need to do something. I did something in the morning. I did do chores in the morning. Don't know if I'll do the chores in the evening. Depends on how hard it is to get on the freeway. But I will try. Which includes the looking things up like the FCC and the National Historical Society. And I guess with the National, the California, and the San Francisco. So... so I can see if somebody needs to do that. Oh, it looks like we still have the bad music on. How bad is your credit? Do you wish that your credit was better than it is? Do you wish you had credit? Do you even know what credit is? If you don't know what credit is, there are little square cards of plastic that you can put things on and pay off every month as you go along. They also help you get things like houses and cars and rentals and a rental car and airline tickets. So you can turn it up as loud as you want. It's not going to bother me. I actually have white noise on you, which works. So if you don't want anybody in there hearing you, I understand that, because I wouldn't want to be talking about my secrets either. So you can get your credit back in shape by contacting your bank, your credit cards, your collection agencies, and making payment plans with them. It'll be hard, it'll be arduous, but you know what? They all say straight up, they'd rather have a third of the money than none of the money, because they can write off all the rest of it because it's part of their business, but it's not part of your business. And it was done to you by a society that only had the dollar in mind. So is that what you really want to belong to? Is a society that only cares about the greenback? If it is, then you're doing fine. If not, you can always call 727-56 SPTVfoundation.com. They will help you leave this cutthroat society of people who want to make more money than anybody else, but only make $47 a week. And the only person who makes more than that is the little one. He makes a six-figure income. But the rest of them, including the highest in the executive branch, only make $47 a week. It is a monetary leash around their necks, because they don't have any money to do anything with except stay there and be scared. Is that what you want to do with your life? Wouldn't you rather be a productive member of society? Just a question. God, Richard Marx all the time. It's like, I'll run live the other day, and it was modding in person, filming him soon as I saw you. His damn phone died. You know, occasionally you guys should pay attention to me a little bit. Xenu free. Hi, Xenu free. Oh, okay. No, I actually got it confused. It wasn't modding. It was somebody talking about their brain fog, and I thought they were talking about mine or me. So, yeah. I think I'm tired. It's been an hour, so I could probably go home now. One of these days. See, I also want to get my energy up so I can do this longer. That's what the brain fog thing is about, too. I used to have a very resilient brain that could last a lot longer, and I'm at that point where I actually make a complete sentence and paragraph without stopping. So that is infinitely better than it has been for the past 12 years. So I have taken one thing that's potentially toxic out of my life, which is one of my hair products. And we'll see if I start getting even better, because I used to actually have 4-syllable words as a regular language skill. So all we can do is hope. When I can remember that phone number, then we're doing better. So let's see. Is it that one? Yes, it is. So if you ever want to leave and you don't know what to do, call 727-266-5797 or go to the sptvfoundation.org or sptvfoundation.com. They will help you get out and start to become a regular member of this society. So also, you can always come out here and ask me. I'll ask a few questions, and then after that I'll start helping you. So, and one of these days I'm going to find somebody behind my car. I do recognize that, and then we'll take care of it from there. So I hope you have a better rest of the day, and I hope you really think about what I say, because I say it over and over and over again every day that I'm here, which is pretty much every day. So have a better one. I am now leaving you, freaks. Had to put in freaks one more time. So what don't you agree on? It's 3 stories. Yes, pyramid. We have to have pyramid. We're in San Francisco, and the Transamerica Pyramid is right here. And actually, this building is the original Transamerica building. So they went from here, kitty corner, to there, and built a pyramid. So this is the way. This is a Flatiron building that was made in the Gilded Age. Just watch the show; it's really cool. But the Gilded Age is about the fact that everything was. It looked incredible, but wasn't necessarily incredible. So more facades and gilding, which is the gold on things, which isn't solid gold; it's just gilding. So this is what the building looks like. So it's got a point. It's not relatively big for a building that you would think. For here, you figure if it was a society, organization, whatever, it would be bigger, but it starts at, 20 feet across and then goes down part of this block. So it would be a lot more impressive, maybe to them because they like more modern things. I wonder who the person was at the time who picked this building, because they obviously had to have some taste. So, okay, I'm done, people. Freaks. Yes, I always call them freaks now, because, what they did, they are freaks, little freaks. So I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one. I'm going home. Bye.